Dun, 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 dun. Hello. What is up, everyone? It is the good Sir Knight back again. We're doing a review outside of just the normal tactical gear. Cool though it may be, going back more towards the roots of the channel, talking about Airsoft in particular. A relatively new Airsoft Combat Artisan Tactical, or C.A.T for short. So this is more or less 97, the way they sort of revolutionized the sort of AEG market. So I'm joined here with Hikaru-san.
Hikaru.
And he speaks really good English, so I need to do very little translation work, or very little work at all, and that is fantastic for me. So we get to talk about from the Japanese end. They do have an international dealer. They do have things being sold outside of Japan. And inside Japan, it's operated a little bit differently. So what is the Combat Artisan Tactical? So they came out with a few different versions, and I know this is the Versatile series. Versatile because you can swap out the magwell to use practically any type of magazine you want.
AKs.
So you got AK, you got M4, you got your PCC, pistol caliber carbine, and if you're really keen and don't care so much about the type of grip you use, you can also have the one with a little nub, so you can mount in more of a vector style, which is pretty neat. So if you already got if you're already a big AK guy, you can pick up one of these, swap it out to AK mags. If you're the standard more M4 guy, it comes more or less set up for that. And if you want to carry more ammo and smaller, more pistol caliber sizes, you've got the pistol one. These ones are based on the Glock mags, right? Because they got their own 3D prints for Glock mags. And there's a lot of stuff going on that makes the C.A.T pretty interesting. For one, the body of the gun itself is reinforced with fiberglass, right? The plastic or whatever?
Plus nylon and glass fibers.
Nylon and glass fibers. So yeah, that makes the gun significantly stronger and more scratch resistant. A lot of these, the only real sort of like use you can really find on them is a little bit of rust from where it got scratched on one of the bolts. So that's easy. Clean the rust off, paint over it, easy fix. Now where these things really take off, because as you can see, you can pop these guys with this button and the release lever here, which is connected to your bolt catch. You can actually, yeah, you can do it faster. Yeah, pop it. Ah. Yeah, the AK one's a little tricky. That pops right out like so.
Change to AR-15.
Yep. So big old flared magwell, more grip, more to the standard one. So there's different options for even just the same type of magazine.
And we go over to AK.
We switch back to AK. The little release here and the magazine release are connected. So you can drop out your entire magazine system if you press that on accident. So what's also interesting is it has a precocking system, at least the first on the market. Yeah, like the first precocking system to where, this book's in Japanese, but he's gonna start saying that. If I got the bullet over here. If you look through here, this is all in Japanese, but that's okay because there's a precocking system. So normally, when you're using an AEG, piston starts forward. When you pull the trigger, it revs back and then finally fires forward. With the precocking, the piston is already locked back and ready to go. So there is a wall, like you would have in a real AR, to where you squeeze the trigger. You hit that wall right there, and right past that wall, a little more pressure, you can hear the audible click, and that would actually release the piston, and it fires instantaneously. He's going to do a little demonstration. So when you pop out the retaining pin on the back end, there's a shorter piston on the inside. So you actually have to push forward on the charging handle, and you can lift that up. And they have a split gearbox. This is the first split gearbox in an AEG gun, is it? Yes, this is a very original concept to actually split the box up so you can access the parts you're interested in. So if you just need to quickly swap out your spring, that's doable. If you want to swap out pistons, this all comes out relatively easy. Swap out your gears. There's a unique system going on here we're going to talk about in just a second, but he's going to give us a demonstration fire. Yeah, so it's very quick, and it doesn't make that geary noise that you get out of a lot of AEGs. It's very quick, it's very responsive, It's very punchy. It's to the point. So this gear system here, I don't think these gears don't just come out, but there's a little timing nozzle and everything set up so you can actually rotate these around. And yeah, it's really hard to see. But it's demonstrating in the instruction manual, so it's going to be okay. I think they have a 14 teeth gear as opposed to the more standard 16. But that all works with the tappet plate and everything and sets up your precocking. So depending on the type of battery you got going on, yeah, so he's got a 7.4, 1100 mAh. Depending on what type of battery you got going, you may need to increase or decrease it. Generally comes set at a standard 8 for the middle, but you can adjust it to 6.5 up to 8.5. And what that basically allows you to do is if the battery is really strong, it might it'll just sort of like drop out the BB. It's not going to be nearly strong enough, so you can adjust that as so. And if it's double feeding, then the battery is too weak and you need to beef it up a bit. It's very technical. It's generally the way it comes. You're not going to need to mess with it too much, but if you do need to adjust it, it's an easy on-the-fly adjustment you can do. And it comes with this cool little very Magpul-inspired bullet sort of ordeal. It's got a little keychain lanyard mount there. So what you can do is you can use the bullet part itself as a punch, and if you unscrew it, you got this tiny little hook. And what that hook lets you do is actually reach into that little slot there that's set timed at 8 based off of the orange, and you could adjust that to the 6.5 and the 8.5, and yeah, really make that adjustment. So that little hook there goes into, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, a little free mechanical part there has a little slot, and you can just put that in there and adjust it forward or backwards as need be. If I can, there we go, yeah. We're not going to adjust it too much. There's no need to really adjust it right now, but it is something you can do. And for a very significantly cheaper entry-level gun, I don't know what the price is going to be at the time this video goes up, but they're definitely on the lower end price for very high-quality item. So, key thing not to forget is it's best to just rotate that around a few times without getting my finger Castlevania 964'd, or you can get trapped in the gears. You don't want these, what would you call it, a smooth end up. If the smooth end's up, it's not going to cause any trouble to the, yeah, look at that. It doesn't cause trouble to the whole meshing system for the gears. That goes back in, slap that closed, and we're good. So, additionally, before we continue on too far, they do have a mil-spec stock. So this was actually, they did all their crazy measurements and everything to make sure that if you wanted to take any sort of like real mil-spec stock, you can put it on this mil-spec buffer tube. And it sits very tight, no crazy wobble, no shenanigans. And inspired somewhat by our old friends at C.A.T Tactical, you do have the folding buffer tube. So it takes a little effort. Yeah, but you can. I probably should have collapsed it first, but you can fold it. They got this very nice, it reminds me of the Polar Star sort of like cover they put on their tubes and stuff, but you got one for the electrical components. Very high speed and razor format, black and green, and that connects to your battery terminals and everything. Of course, you just got that little spring up there, push that back up, violently push that back up. Anyway, he's gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah, easy. See, there's a little bit of a learning curve you gotta watch out for when you get a hold of these, but they come with a very different stocks. This is very, like I said, the name versatile is in the firearm itself. So stocks are versatile. You got this more standard one that you can actually expand upon and put larger, yeah, this guy. You can expand upon this and add a big old battery box at the bottom, which would let you put bigger batteries, at which point you might actually need to be adjusting your motors. Otherwise, you can keep it relatively standard. This just pops out like the button, right? Side button, yeah. You can pop that little button on the side there, and that'll give you access to the tube with your standard battery connector. He's got his just hanging out right there. Yeah, he's got the battery already installed. And then you got this crazy vector style one, which more or less the same thing. This one, since it is mounted into here, it's not as versatile, although it is a really cool grip sort of vector setup. You do need to undo this freaking hex screw before you can actually take this whole system apart. But this is the only one that can use the vector, because otherwise you don't have the attachment point for that lower portion there. But it does have a very solid vector feel, and it is fantastic. They do use the Picatinny back, so it's got a Picatinny with a little hole in the back, so you can run the freaking batteries and stuff in. So if you don't like this very paintball inspired styled freaking gas mask stock, there's a lever here right there. You can drop that down. We're not going to do much as a actual buffer tube, but if you don't like this guy, you can swap it out with any other stock you like. You can put just a normal stock. You can put your mil-spec stocks on there and just sort of like force the battery in. Generally, you want to stick with 7.4 so you're not destroying anything. But yeah, you can pull that back. There's your standard hop-up adjustments. The barrels, the inner barrel they come with is more or less mid-grade. They do make aftermarket inner barrels that you can beef them up significantly with. But yeah, it looks real. Look at that cat right there. But yeah, it's originally a Airsoft 97 idea, and they were able to get it out to the international market as well as within Japan. So we covered a lot of the cool features about the gun, but I want to actually talk a bit about the Japanese side of things. So the whole original idea and everything came from 97. These guys have been teching on guns and everything, and they've been taking apart the standard split like V2 gearboxes with the crazy anti-reversal latches and all that stuff that likes to go flying around. So they came up with the idea to have that split box that makes everything significantly easier. So, oh yeah, before you take them apart, make sure you disengage the freaking precocking mechanism. Let me cover that real quick. There's a lot to go over. So right in here, inside, behind the trigger guard and everything, there's a little latch. That's where you insert the bullet point, and that's where you undo the precocking system. If you don't undo the precocking system and leave it cocked, then when you go to pop it open, it's gonna and possibly explode. But that's fine. Just don't forget. So yeah, we got the system here. So as you can see, this is just the top part of a gearbox. So swapping out your springs and pistons and everything is very easy to do without messing with your gears and sending your anti-reversal latch flying anywhere. The gear part's a lot harder to get to, but you generally, since it's all more proprietary parts, there's not too much of a need to mess with anything going on in here. And yeah, so you can get a decent little look in there on how all that looks. And like I showed you, the part moves around. The ambidextrous selector is linked to the motor, so you do have a wee bit of wobble, but nothing deal breaking or anything crazy. The actual battery connector is linked in through here and runs out through the back. And yeah, that covers more or less all of the basics. So it comes in all different shapes and sizes and varieties. You can customize it significantly. You can swap out the hand guards. You can swap out the grip. The grip does use a motor. All the Japanese ones use the Inazuma motor, which is also proprietarily produced here at Airsoft 97. Since the motor is a bit bigger, the main grip right around the indentature of the hand is standard, but the actual grip itself is a bit bulkier, so people with bigger hands are going to have an easier time using it than they would otherwise. There is also no ejection port cover, but that is quite okay because it comes in all different sizes and calibers. So it does look like it's sized for your more standard 5.56. So, with all that out of the way, the Japanese end of things, we're going to be giving Hikaru-san here a bit of an interview and really work on his English.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. So, he's gonna tell us how Airsoft 97 was originally founded, when they opened, and how they sort of like started.
Maybe at 2011 established.
2011, okay.
Maybe.
Maybe-ish. I think Kuna-san knows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuna-san knows for sure. So I just learned And like I said, I did the last video 9 years ago. I just learned the reason it's called 97 is because Q and then Nana,
Japanese.
Kyuna, the store owner's name, as a friggin' pun, is how the store got the Airsoft 97 name. And Spark was the Spark, that's also part of the name, is from the buggies that they were initially importing before they moved over. Fairly significant shift to Airsoft. So yeah, it was founded around 2008 for buggies, and it started doing the Airsoft stuff around 2011. And I started actually getting Airsoft after 2013 when my buddy Riker actually got me introduced into it. So how did you guys come up with the idea of the whole C.A.T gun series with all the improvements and everything?
We want more effective tools for airsoft play, but because it doesn't exist on airsoft market, which is we want to. So we need to make the new rifles by ourselves.
So yes, basically necessity is the mother of invention, as you say. Since they wanted to really improve all the existing designs. I mean, we know back in, was it 1990 something, Tokyo Motor invented the first internal gearbox for AHEs. Before that, it was all bicycle pumps and cans in really old school little gas guns, for those who know their airsoft history. Then Tokyo Motor invented the gearbox, and now they've made a significant improvement by splitting it into 2 different pieces that mesh together very nicely. Is it difficult to mesh the piston to the gears? Was that a challenge for designing the C.A.T gun?
We think most important thing is realistic rifle design. So we designed new gearbox with short stroke piston. We cut the gearbox's length.
Reducing the size of the gearbox is
precise.
why you gotta push in the
For takedown system.
yeah, for the takedown. So it does split open in half. Generally, you would have your piston and everything like locked to the lower receiver, and by splitting that up, they give it a more realistic sort of bolt carrier and trigger box sort of group setup.
昔のだとお尻が長くなるから
Yeah.
リアルじゃない。
Yeah, then I know there's always been a sizing issue with the firearms because of all the larger gearboxes. The guns were usually a bit longer in the upper receiver portion, and by shortening that, they made it a bit more realistic. So it does have a more realistic feel. Like even when I mentioned with the grip, they designed the upper portion to be to the real spec, and then the bigger portion is just a requirement to fit in the motor. Aiming for realism, really gave them the idea for the C.A.T. What made you decide to go with the versatile various magazine decision?
やっぱこの AR-15 のマガジンっていうのが一番スタンダードなので、これはもう絶対外せないものだったんですけど、
Basically, everyone's got an M4, M16 magazines.
やっぱエアソフトシーンではこのたくさん弾が入る AK マガジンも使う人も多いし、でそういう人はやっぱフルオートでいっぱい撃ちたいので、もうこのマガジンは絶対必要だと。
Yeah, since you got the AK guys, and there's always been that AR, AK sort of guys, so there's switch. Guys with AK magazines like to have lots of ammo, like to shoot a line full auto. The bigger, bulkier AK mag accompanies that, and if they already got a AK style chest rig, then throwing in AK magazines is going to be better than trying to pull out shorter, stubbier M4 mags.
で PCC はやっぱりこのアメリカの民間人がすごい人気あるデザインだから、これも絶対入れたかったんですよね。ARP とか。
And of course, PCCs have been really popular. Previously, there was submachine guns were a big thing. Submachine guns, personal defense weapons. And as it got more into the civilian side, they took the AR version and basically made it for pistol caliber. Hence the pistol caliber carbine. Being really popular, they went with a Glock magazine design, like so.
ボトムプレートはね、丸いのガスガンと同じサイズです。
Oh, the base plate is actually from the Marui gas gun, so if you've already got a Marui Glock, you can swap out your base plates. So I know lots of those, they have a little pull portion and everything, so being able to throw those on there, take them off at your discretion is a nice feature.
で他のメーカーの PCC だと、このマガジンの入ってるインサートの角度がリアルじゃなかったんですよ。今まではもっとこう斜めについてた。だけど本物の角度を再現したかったからマガジンも新しく作り直しました。
You guys got that right? All right, cool. Nah, so They did have to redo the magazine quite significantly. A lot of the airsoft makers, they have their magazines would insert at an angle. So they had to basically 3D print and create their own Glock magazines that would be more compatible with this and work in a more realistic, straight into the gun style instead of staying at a crazy angle or anything. So if you do get the PCC one and you got the other companies, sort of like Glock mags and stuff, they might not feed. They're probably not going to. You'll need these. How much does the magazine go for?
$100. How much?
Yeah.
Not capacity?
Oh, not
price?
Holds 100 BBs. That's a cool detail. How much are these? Since it's an original, more proprietary magazine.
The price will be around 2,500 JPYs.
500 Japanese? Price subject to change. But yeah, basically with the current exchange, less than 20 bucks, I'd say, which is pretty good for a 100-round magazine. These are all mid caps, I see. There's no high caps.
High caps and mid caps.
Okay, so they can use high caps just fine. The ones they all are using are mid caps. I prefer mid caps because you don't get the tactical maracas shenanigans going on, like sneaking around the corner. Chunk.
AR-15s and AKs magazines are compatible as Tokyo Marine designs.
Okay, so Glock magazine, proprietary original design, AK M4, you could use more or less anything. They all fit pretty well. All right, so yeah, it's definitely a unique thing. Let's see, first precocking AG, yes it is. Uses a more standard barrel. It's got the
Where's the mechanical precocking?
yeah, first mechanical precocking system. Really cool. You gotta really shoot it to appreciate it. I know there's several videos out there. People are already using these. We'll definitely do some shooting. There's a range literally right through that door. We're gonna sling some plastic in a little bit later into this video. He said it uses 14 teeth on the gears, whereas the standard is like 16. Yeah, so apart from it being shorter, 14 instead of 16. So
But piston size is same as ordinary models.
okay, standard piston size. Very tech heavy stuff to keep in mind. So yeah, you can. Spark actually makes their own Hie barrels. I actually got to test those out not too long ago, and yeah, it's very easy. So they come with a mid-grade inner barrel, but you can swap it out with the Spark one, beef it up significantly, really increase the accuracy and all that. It's, as he described, it's more of the exhaust portion of the gun. Like the engine and everything is fantastic and finely tuned. And you throw in a nice exhaust, it just gets that little bit better. All right, let's see. I think we covered more or less the important things. We don't got the. They also got a more straight stock that loads in the battery from the top. That's really cool. We don't have one with our video parts here, unfortunately, but it's cool. You can take my word for it. Let's see. So I think that's more or less everything that we need to cover. The box here that came with this one. Yeah, there we go. If for whatever reason you decide to mess around with the wiring, move the wiring to the front and put everything in like an external battery box, you can close off the buffer tube with the little cap. If you want to. I actually have this same buffer tube on a Tokyo Marui, was it the AKX?
AKX?
Yeah, I actually installed one of these on there, so I didn't need to run any batteries or nothing in there. But it has the same Picatinny back end, so I slapped that on there. So I've got a gas gun that runs it, and it is pretty fantastic. Being able to fold it up and still have a stock ready to go. Even if it is a bit troublesome to lift up and open from time to time.
Foldable stock comes with real spec buffer tube.
Yes.
And comes with the inch size thread. But the bottle comes with the AEG design buffer tube. It is different.
Oh, different buffer tube for this guy? Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, got your...
Ordinary toy design.
Okay. Oh yeah. I know with this one you can see there's a serial number and stuff down here. This one does not have it. Oh, there it is. It does have it. Why is it on the right side? Yeah, so it's got a serial number too. This is so this one's not. Is this one still mil spec?
Mil spec.
Okay, still mil spec. So the important part's there. Gotta cool. Drop that down. So you have your big old gas mask filters and everything. They do have a more standard Magpul inspired front sight posts that come with these. And yeah, as you'll see, there is no side-to-side wobble, which is a very nice feature. You got the little cat design there on the yeah.
ゲーム中には使わないから。
Yeah. And
あとこのスリムデザインですね。この右から覗いたときにコーナーから出ないようなフラットデザイン。
Yeah, if you look at that, it's pretty flat on the right side. Really out of the way, so you don't have anything like bulging out, protruding.
だから壁からこれだけ出して狙える。
I forgot about that part. When you go to access your freaking hop up, it actually does lock the bolt back, and you can release it. And it's just cool. It's just a cool feature. So yeah, that's the important parts. I think I got all the questions going. We can swap out all the different magazines for all the different magazine people. So we need to go and shoot one of these and swap out all the magazines. So that's what we're gonna do next. You ready?
Okay.
All right, let's go to the range real quick. You can't think of anything we're forgetting? Okay, Mags. Now I'm gonna move us down to the range and we're gonna shoot all the different magazines because it's fun. I got my safety glasses, so we'll be safe. I got my Satcom Works Monyan to support us. Oh, as you look at that, I didn't notice that earlier. The door handle is a AK stock. Oh, that's great. So we're gonna go on over here. Ah, Monyan! Go up there. Go on right back here. We've got the 97 range. Airsofters in Okinawa may be pretty familiar with this little range, but what we're gonna do is, let me get a nice little angle going. We're gonna be shooting all the way down there. Ooh, yep. This camera's really weighty. So yeah, we're gonna be shooting all the way down there. Oh, that's a long way. This is a 30-meter range, something like that. Yeah, we're gonna be dropping BBs all the way down there. So, we got a chronograph, we got all the essential stuff. Yeah, if you look now, we got the chrono, we got some BBs. We're gonna get this done. All right, so we're gonna be shooting this guy right here. I like the handguard on this one best. They do got the like little 4 ones, and they do make easy Picatinny rail attachments if you don't want to be doing the M-lock stuff. So it's a nice little feature. Double mount there for AK. So right off the bat, fire off the AK mags. So if this works the way I think it does, the way they've done it before, is it loads up to the last BB, which means you're not going to be dropping anything. So let's pop those sights up, get that ready. Let's see what we can do here. Oh yeah, hit that one. Check this out. So zoom in. And go ever so slightly. You see that one's shaking? I hit that guy. See if we can hit him again. Hit that guy, yeah. As you can see, you can really get that up to the trigger wall and then give it that single squeeze. It's kind of hard to explain. You really gotta feel it. It's pretty fantastic, so. We're dry. All right. So, let's go on back here. And we're going to be like, oh no, I only brought glorious AK mags, but there's only M4 mags around. What am I going to do? Well, what you're going to do, you're going to pop this guy free real quick. And then with literally 0 problems whatsoever, we now have M4 mag. Let's give it a little fire here. Oh yeah. So we're gonna go and get a little zoom in here. Gonna fire off a few more rounds. So as you can tell, it does make a different sound when it runs empty. Makes that louder, more hollow pop 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 noise. So you know when you're out of ammo, because this bolt's not gonna lock back or nothing crazy, but that's pretty cool. And pistol, we don't need to fire. We don't need to fire the pistol caliber. But yeah, if you need to, it's very. Oh, it does drop a few BBs. But yeah, very easy. Once again, just press this button down here. Hit either that or your magazine release, and you can pop it all free. Yeah. Ta-da! Magic. So yeah. Do you guys have a release date for the Mark 18?
Mark 18?
Yeah, are you gonna sell it stateside or just in Japan? So there'll be a really cool Mark 18 version, but it's only gonna be in Japan.
300ちょうだい。
300? Alright. Sounds good.
Japanese limited edition ですね。
Japanese limited edition. The Mark 18's cool, you gotta sell it outside. Alright, so. Oh, there's my bag on the ground. So that is more or less everything you need to know about the C.A.T Versatile series. The lighting here is very bad. The C.A.T Versatile series, there we go, that's much better. So yeah, cool little system. They're not expensive by any stretch, so if you're either new to Airsoft or you want to get a really cool system where you can swap out the magazines without having a bunch of different Airsoft guns, you got a very solid design, a very versatile mag system. Very unique precocking. Let me see if I can do the precocking once more. So I know when you're doing it without actually firing. What you do is you can see, you hit that wall right there. And once you go past the wall, it just drops the piston forward and then locks it back for another second shot. So yeah, really cool design. I'm glad they were able to make it. It was really fun. Thanks again for letting me shoot this and everything. Because yeah, this is pretty cool. Definitely won't recommend picking one of these up. It's a unique design. It does all the cool stuff you can really want out of AEG, either as a beginner or if you've been playing for a really long time. It is definitely something to be worth picking up. So thanks for joining for the video and everything. I appreciate it. You let me come on down here, interview you, gives you all sorts of problems in English, and I get to cover these guns. So if you're in Japan, they do, when they import these from the factory, him, Jahanan-san, all the cool guys, they actually pop it up and they check every tolerance on the gears, everything for the barrel. If anything is wrong with it, anything they deem, hey, it's not worth selling, they kick it back. It doesn't go out to the market. So it's one of the features supervised by Airsoft 97, even printed on the box. Let you know that these guys gave everything the QC rundown and it passed. So when you do buy from here, if you're in Okinawa, you get into Airsoft, definitely would stop by and pick up one of these because they've all been inspected. And unless you do something crazy like forget to release that and then pop it open, it's probably never gonna break on you, so. All right, so that's what I got for you. If you got any comments, questions, or anything, or maybe compare it to models sold outside of Japan, any information like that, feel free to go ahead and comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to shoot. Sounds fantastic. Like I said, the whole exhaust thing is very good metaphor because it shoots really, really clean, really fast. And really accurate too. I know a lot of different Airsoft guns I've used previously. I'd shoot them, you're always trying to mess with the hop up or something, you swap out the battery, and the BBs are going crazy directions. This one shoots straight every time without failure, and that's pretty fantastic. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you're in Okinawa, just check out 97 for sure. If you're up in mainland Japan, there's stores up in, is it Kobe? Kobe and just Kobe?
Akiba.
In Akiba, yeah. So if you're in Akiba or Kobe, you can stop by up there too. If you're in Okinawa, there's always the store down here. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in and checking out this interesting piece. It's definitely a evolution on Tokyo Marui's legacy with now the C.A.T logo and all that good stuff. So that's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. That is all I got for you. All right, so thanks for stopping by. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on all these cool little things. So cheers, everyone. Stay chivalrous. Bye-bye.